This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's my pleasure to be here with you, helping you learn to play the guitar. In this video, I'm going to explain dominant seventh suspension chords, or suspended dominant seventh chords. It's going to be super cool. We'll go over 3 voicings that we play in first position: the A7sus4, the D7sus4, the E7sus4, which are also sometimes just referred to as A7sus, D7sus, and E7sus. Once we've learned these chords, we'll play 3 chord progressions to work on them. We'll be playing right along with the band track that I've created for this video, so it's going to be great. This video accompanies Lesson 21 from my Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 method book. In the book, we're going to be on pages 138 and 139 with this video. Alright, so first, let me explain dominant seventh chords that are suspended. And you've got an explanation, a theoretical explanation there at the top of page 138. So recently, we've been working a lot on sus2 chords. Before that, we worked on sus4 chords. And we learned that instead of having a third in the chord, we've replaced it with the fourth for the sus4 chords and the 2 for the sus2 chords. We've also seen how we can have both the fourth and the second in a chord. So with dominant seventh chords that are suspended, we're playing a dominant seventh chord that has the root, the fifth, and the flatted seventh, or the minor seventh, and then we've replaced the third with the fourth. So from a Mixolydian scale or even a major scale, it's the same fourth step. We're taking step 4 from that scale and replacing the third with that fourth. So with a C chord, for example, that'd be C, E, G is a major chord, and then B flat creates that C7. So C, E, G, B flat. And then if we take the third, and instead of having it be the third, we replace it with the fourth, it becomes suspended, we can have a dominant seventh sus chord where we have that root, the fifth, the flatted seventh, and then in this case the sus4 is up on top. We get that suspended 4 sound happening. So that's how that works. That's what that is. And with the chord symbol, we're going to see the root note followed by a 7. That's telling us it's a dominant seventh chord. And then we're going to see sus, or sus4 after that, telling us to suspend it instead of playing it with the normal major third that we would have with dominant seventh chords. All right, so let's go ahead then and take a look at A7sus4, D7sus4, and E7sus4. With all of these, there's a nice little consistency to how we get to them. With all of these chords, the third is the highest, the third of the chord is the highest place we have a finger. So the highest string we have a finger on is where we're playing the third of the chord. And so in every case, we just have to take that note and go 1 fret higher and play the note that's just that next fret up instead. So that's a little hint here. It happens with all of these. A7sus4, normally A7, we have our finger here, now we're 1 fret higher. With D7sus4, normally our finger's here, and now it's 1 fret higher. With E7sus4, or E7, normally our finger's here, now it's 1 fret higher for the E7sus4. So it's as simple as that. I do have some suggested fingerings up here on the board. You've also got some there on page 138 for these chords. You can finger them in different ways though. Sometimes they finger better in one way versus another depending on what song you're playing. So these are just suggested fingerings to get us started, but you don't have to stick to them forever. Alright, so taking a look at A7sus4. We don't play that low 6th string. We're going to have the open 5th, 3rd, and top strings, and then middle finger on that 2nd fret of the 4th string, and ring finger or pinky on that 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and we get A7sus4. Just like that. So I play A7, and then if I add my pinky 1 fret higher and take off my ring finger, or I could leave my ring finger down, I get the A7sus4. You might also relate this to A, which goes to A-sus. Now we've got that dominant seventh in there. We get the A7sus4. So that one is as simple as that. With the D7sus4, we don't play the low 5th and 6th string. We don't play the low 2 strings on the guitar, the lowest 2 strings. We play the open 4th string. And then index, middle, and ring finger or pinky on that high string. So index, middle, and ring or pinky on that high string. And we get D7sus4. If you're used to playing the D chord, then all you're doing is sliding your finger over or adding your pinky 1 fret higher, and you get that D7sus4. You might also associate this with going from D to D7sus4, only now we've got the dominant 7th in there as well. So those are some ways to remember it. It's easiest probably to note it as going from D7 to D7sus4, just like that. Alright, let's take a look at the E7sus4 then. So with this one, you can put your middle finger on that 2nd fret on the 5th string, ring finger on that 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and play the rest of the strings open, and we get E7sus4, strumming all 6 strings. Now with this one, if you were to associate it with the E7 chord, all you're doing is taking where your index finger is and replacing that 1 fret higher with your ring finger, and you get the E7sus4. You might also remember how to go from E to E-sus. It's the same thing, only now we've added that dominant 7th chord in there. So, just in a little bit of review here, if you go from A7 to A7sus4 on that 2nd string, we just need to go 1 fret higher than where our ring finger is. So instead of playing that 2nd fret on the 2nd string, we go to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. With D7sus4, we take our D7, and we just add that pinky on the top string to the 3rd fret. So instead of playing D7 with our ring finger there at the 2nd fret, we're going 1 fret higher to make it suspended, and we get D7sus4. With the E7, it's as simple as taking our E7 chord, going E7sus4 by putting our ring finger down on that 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So replacing our index finger on the 3rd string that's at the 1st fret, middle finger at the 2nd fret. So it's as easy as that. Alright, so once we've got those chords down, of course it's a great idea to play some chord progressions to practice them. We're going to play numbers 1, 2, and 3 found on pages 138 and 139 in the book. I'm just going to run us through the strumming patterns. So with number 1 and 2, we're just using that classic down, down, up, down, up strumming pattern, which is super easy. And then with number 3, we're in 3/4 time, so we're also just using that classic down, down, up, 1, 2, up, 3, up. So it's as easy as that. Now, as you're making your way through these, it might be difficult to go to some of these new chords. A great way to practice it is to just switch back and forth between the chord change. So for example, with number 1, we're going to go from a D to an A7sus4. So you might just go back and forth between D and A7sus4 just to get used to that, until you're getting kind of familiar with it. Then you might try adding in the strumming pattern. So as you're trying to play along with these, if you're struggling to get to the new chord, that's the best way. Just pause the video, work on a chord change, the chord changes that are giving you some difficulty, and then try resuming and playing the whole chord progression right along with the video. Each one of these is going to happen at 2 tempos. So first a slower tempo, it's the best place to start of course, and then a faster tempo. So you can get a little bit more fluidity happening at a faster tempo. It's kind of nice to have the 2 tempos. So we got those there. So go 1, then 2, then 3. You can work on each of these. It's going to be great. Let's go ahead and jam together. All right, fantastic. We're off to a great start. In the next video that comes out that goes with lesson 21, we're going to take a look at 3 more chord voicings. So it's going to be great. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at kristenbromley.com. Take care.